Hello, ladies. Hello, queens. How are you today? Hello, gents. Hello, listeners. I'm just going to start saying hello, listeners. No, I can't do that. No. I have to address these beautiful queens. Listen, ladies, it is your girl, Leading Lady Dar here. Thank you so much for joining Walking Them Shoes podcast. Thank you for your interest in what we have to say, what we feel, what we talk about. I really thank you on today. I thank you each and every day just for being who you are and your willingness to listen, whether it's here on this podcast or whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on any social media platforms that Walking Them Shoes is sharing. I thank you for your willingness to listen, because with the willingness to listen means that there's some part in you that feel you may need to change something in your life. And that says a lot about you. So I congratulate you on today for not wanting to remain where you are. If you're just listening because you're a friend of mine, if you're just listening because you like what this young lady is saying, you follow the vision, you see the mission. If this is why you're listening, then thank you. Because guess what? Whatever it is you hear today, or whether it's on this podcast or another episode or on a YouTube video, I'm sure you can take it. I'm sure you can digest it. I'm sure you can share it. I'm sure that it will be a treat for you. So again, let me introduce myself. I am Leading Lady Dar. For some of you who don't know, who may be new to this podcast, Walking Them Shoes podcast is here to empower you. It's here to uplift you. It's here and designed and created to motivate you. We cannot remain where we are, ladies. We cannot remain where we are. I can't stress it enough. I just can't stress it enough, ladies. Life is tough, but we can manage. And we can do more than just manage. We can do more than just get by. We can do more than just being in that same mental state of mind, struggling with the negative thoughts, struggling with the disbeliefs. We can do more. So your girl, Leading Lady Dar, has this podcast. I'm utilizing every platform that I have that I be able to share, whether I'm speaking live or it's a pre-recorded video. Something is going to come your way in your living room through your cell phone or through your computer somehow, some way. So, ladies, again, thank you for joining me. I just want to apologize. I know that the last episode, I believe we're still trying to make. I have someone working on that episode so that they can kind of bring more clarity to what's being said. I don't think my children and I. The last episode was the episode of me and my children having a discussion, getting the idea and thoughts and getting the opinion of a younger version of myself, not just myself, but just getting into the head of the younger people and how they feel about domestic violence. So my last two episodes have been about domestic violence. What sparked this topic is my book that I finalized, War, Women Achieve Remarkably. That book it was released a couple of weeks ago. The book was inspired because I, one, am a survivor of domestic abuse. Two, because it's running rampant still in the household of many, near and far. So I decided to inspire, empower, encourage a woman on her journey, if she is involved in a domestic violent relationship, or if she just came out of a domestic violent relationship, or for the woman who may know someone who is in a domestic violent relationship. So this book is is readily available to assist you in whatever area you are, whether you're, again, in that situation or out of that situation. The book is just to bring awareness to domestic violence. So go, if you haven't already, please go visit Amazon.com and make that purchase. This book is it's a book to bring awareness, but it's a book that you would also may want to keep and also share even down to our younger generation so that they can read and see and become knowledgeable about what to expect. In fact, I have my book here. I'm just going to share something really quick about what do you look for? Like, what are some of the signs that if we share this book with a younger generation, what should they look for? So I want to apologize. While I'm trying to find that page, I want to apologize and just let my listeners know that, working on the last podcast, we're trying to do some edits to bring more clarity to it. And now also with this podcast, I have a little bit of a little upper something going on. It started out as my allergies, which I thought was just allergies, and possibly my asthma being triggered. Being triggered. But went and had some tests done. My COVID test came back negative. My doctor believes that it may be a sinus infection, some sort of upper respiratory situation going on. But guess what, ladies? It is not going to stop me from coming before you and sharing what I need to share. And it's not so much just what I need to share, it's what God lays on my heart. And He had me moving in this direction right now about domestic violence. And I believe it's helping people. I really, truly believe it's helping people. And I pray that it continue to help others. I pray that it will be a book on your nightstand, a book on your bookshelf, a book that you may decide to purchase as a gift to someone you may know. And I pray that, it doesn't just touch the people that I know locally, that it touches many all across the state, all across the world. So I have my book here with me. Pardon me if my voice gets a little out of whack. The devil will not have his way. I did one of my YouTube videos yesterday and, had a little bit of a nasal congestion going on like right now. And it's okay, because as long as I'm speaking clearly, you'll be able to hear me. You'll be able to understand me. She may sound just a little bit clogged up, but trust me when I say I'm going to speak. So bear with me, because I'm actually in my book right now, and I'm actually looking for the page that shows what are some of the signs to look for someone who may tend to be an abuser. And of course I can't put my hand on it because I didn't intend on going that way. But nonetheless, okay, here it is. On the third or fourth page here, it says, beware, pay attention to the red flags. So whether you're an older woman, a more mature, seasoned woman, a young girl, a young lady, please pay attention to the red flags. When you're dating someone, if you see that they're very unpredictable, maybe even hot-tempered, this may come out sooner than later. I'm sure there's some signs. Okay, so if they seem to be extremely jealous, verbally abusive, and one of the key things, and I wrote this, y'all, because my mother said this to me when I was 18, 19 years old, about 18 years old, I believe. I took my mother to meet who was just my boyfriend at that time. Wasn't pregnant yet, hadn't had any children at that time. But I took my mother to meet my boyfriend, who eventually became my children's father. I took my mother to meet him and his mother. And as we were going up on the porch and I knocked on the door, I'm knocking on the door. The screen door was closed. The screen door was closed. Oh God, I can't even think of that door, but the door was closed. That door was open. The screen door was closed. And as I'm knocking on the door, you can hear the commotion going on within the household. And I'm knocking on the door, but because I had been there so many other times, it was like almost home to me. And it was like I can walk in at any time. But I figured I'd knock on the door so they would know, okay, somebody's at the door. Like, chill out in there, right? But the commotion still went on. I knocked a few times. And my mother was like, wait, come here. She pulled me over to the side. She didn't take me off the porch. She just pulled me over to the side of the door. And I'll never forget these words to me. What she said to me is what I shared with my daughters as well as my son. The way a man treats his mother will be the same way that he treats you. So if a man treats his mother disrespectfully, no respect, no regard, he will wind up treating you the same way. So you got to remember that, ladies. Think about it. The way a man treats his mother, if he treats his mother disrespectfully, he's bound to treat you disrespectfully. And here's another red flag. If they're very possessive or seem to be very controlling. We do some of us love a man to take charge. Even the most strongest, even the most headstrong woman loves a man when they can take charge, But there's a difference in a man taking charge as well. There is a difference when a man is really controlling. And I have to say that sometimes in the beginning, it's kind of hard to see. And sometimes in the beginning, because we want that love, we're looking to start or anxiously looking to start that new relationship. There are certain things that we'll look at and be like, that's cute, or that's sweet, or that's a turn on. But baby, please be aware of these red flags. Okay, so I wanted to share that part in my book. Also wanted to just make this statement, read this statement. And I found this. I'm not quite sure where I found this at, but wherever I found it at, it was no author name written. Because I would love to just commend them for such a powerful statement. And that statement reads, no matter how much it hurts now, someday you will look back and realize your pain and struggles change your life for the better. I will read that again. No matter how much it hurts now, someday you will look back and realize your pain and struggles changed your life for the better. That's a powerful statement. And that is really written, or I chose that statement because I want to target the woman that is in that abusive relationship right now, who's straddling the fence on whether she should stay or if she should go. So sis, I'm trying to tell you, no matter how much it hurts now when you're thinking about stepping over on that other side and just moving on and leaving, it may seem painful. It may seem like it's going to hurt and that pain will never let up, that you'll always feel that pain. That's not true. Someday you're going to look back and realize that pain that you went through, that you endured during your time in that relationship, and even after when you decide to leave, that's going to change your life for the better. I'm trying to tell you, I'm a living witness. And then also this past weekend, I had a chance to meet someone else who was a living witness. Actually, I had 2 encounters over the past few days. This past weekend was with a female who endured physical abuse, and I'm hoping maybe someday she'll be willing to share what she learned in that relationship, in that abusive relationship. But even though my abuse took place many, many years ago, sometimes when someone tells me their story, it's like I relive my abuse all over again. But I take a different stance. I relive it, but it's not reliving it from a victim's mentality. I'm reliving it and thanking God that I was able to get out. So in hearing someone else's story and how they got there, why they stayed there, when they left, how they left, it does something to me, so I listen with intentions on learning. I listen with intentions on also trying to teach as well, because if you realize that when you're in an abusive relationship, when you leave that relationship, that toxic abusive relationship, the healing starts. But even in that healing, sometimes we need someone to encourage us. In that healing, sometimes we have our low moments when we think about, why did I leave? I missed them. Why did I leave? I thought it was going to be better. So we have moments when we feel low, when we feel that we may have made the wrong mistake. We have these moments when we're uncertain. And that's where this book come in at. War. Woman achieve remarkably. And shout out to that queen who know who she is. And I pray she will be listening to this podcast. Shout out to you, phenomenal woman. When I say woman achieve remarkably, sis, you achieved remarkably, okay? You're phenomenal. Listen, this woman's story blew my mind from what she endured. But what blew my mind even more was how she took it and she allowed it to work for her. She didn't sit and soak in it. She didn't become that victim that couldn't do anything else. And maybe at a time she probably did feel that way. But she was able to push past it. I'm not sure if she even had a support system, but she was able to push past it. And I shared that part of me learning of someone else's story because I want to encourage you on today, sis, that if you're in that abusive situation, it's possible for you to live outside of that abuse. It's possible for you to grow outside of that abuse. It's possible for you to restart your life and make yourself live a phenomenal, a remarkable, an amazing, astounding life for yourself and possibly for you and your children if you have any. I also encountered a conversation with a woman just 2 days ago who shared with me her brother who was in an abusive relationship. And this kind of blew me out the water because I didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming because as we were talking about my book War, as we were talking about abuse and how it has the effect on women who have been in it and got out of it, did they really get out? Are they really mentally healthy enough to move past it and not go back, or even not so much even go back to that individual, but even go into another one and tolerate BS from someone else? So that's something in and of itself as well, ladies. We as women will go in and we'll be in an abusive relationship. We get out of that relationship. We survive it. Here it is a few years later, we'll meet someone else. Get into a loving relationship, starts off well, and bam, here come that real side of that individual. Or maybe I shouldn't say real side, but here come that individual, that part of that individual now he's become abusive, right? And now you're enduring this and you're reliving what you got out of, and you're also living in what you're in now. So speaking with this woman here who's sharing her story, her brother's story, I shouldn't say made to believe, but I guess I just kind of assumed that it was a female that was abusing her brother, but it wasn't. I'm not even going to slow walk this out. Her brother was in a relationship with the same sex, and that man was abusing her brother. They were in a relationship for a few years, and she watched at times, and she said because she chose, and this really gets a little deep, because she says she chose to only be there for her brother because she felt like if she would get involved, it would make matters worse for him. She said she felt like if she got involved, it wasn't going to do anything because he kept going back. So ladies, if you recall if you had a chance to listen to the podcast from when me and my children discussed abuse, my son got his feathers got ruffled a little bit because my daughters said that they won't mind their business, especially my oldest child, Shaquetta. She said she would mind her business. So my son was like, what are you talking about, mind your business? No, not if it's someone you care about, not if it's someone you know, not if it's someone that's coming to you. No, you don't mind your business. You get involved. But I understand to a certain extent why some people don't want to get involved. But with someone so close and dear and near to me, if it was my brother being abused, I think I would have to get involved. I know I would. And to what extent, I'm not sure. But if you have my book, War, you'll see that I said in this book that you need to make that abuser aware that you know what's going on. If that victim, if that person decides to stay in that relationship, I'm going to make sure that that abuser is aware that I know what's going on. And I'm going to make it very uncomfortable for them. And you know, I've been a victim. I also witnessed family members that are close to me. And I'm talking about close to me. My babies. Yes. So it's tough. And from a mother's standpoint, it is tough to watch your child go through physical or emotional, psychological abuse. It is tough because your first instinct is to get ready to do something to this individual that's hurting your baby. And your baby can be a well-grown, a full-grown woman, but she's still your baby. I just want to share in my research and doing my book and, discussing things about women in abusive relationships, the physical and psychological aggression of the abuser. There's 1 in 3, and I've read in two different statistics. There's 1 in 3 women who have been victim of severe abuse by an intimate partner. Then I read somewhere else that it was like 1 in 4 women have been a victim of physical abuse. And I don't know about you ladies, but if you can count on your hand, if you and your 5 girlfriends is hanging out, one of us is getting our behind beat. And if we all girlfriends and we all cool, it's not okay. It's not okay. So we got to be mindful of what's going on with our closest friends and our family. I know my children did say they wouldn't get involved. So my daughters, the outcome of all of that was they mind their business. In other words, I'm going to let you come lay on my sofa. I'm going to let you come over to vent. I'm going to answer your call when you decide that you need to vent. I'm going to mind my business because if you decide to go back to them, then that's on you. That's okay. I support you either way. So I get that because I've been there too. But at the same time, it's somewhat hard because like my son said, no, you're supposed to encourage them to leave. And I know that's one of the things that go against the grain. And in counseling and coaching, they tell you, don't tell a person to leave. Now, if they're speaking that they want to leave, you can encourage them to. You can encourage them and let them know to help build that confidence up so that they can go ahead and move past it, push past it and move and leave. So, everyone has a difference in opinion on this. But if you're in that abusive relationship, sis, I'm begging you to do these things that I have in my book. And I'm not saying that this will take, excuse me, and I'm not saying that this book is the cure for your problems and that this book is going to resolve. It will stop your abuse. It will resolve your problems. I'm not saying that, but it will surely assist in helping you to build that confidence. It will surely assist in helping you to gain more knowledge and how to make certain moves and how to plan and how to escape, how to get out of it, how to get away from it. So I want to encourage you, To start planning if you're in an abusive relationship and you want out. Some people don't want out. Some people feel as though this is the way of life for them. This is how it is. And this is how it's going to be. They feel that way. We can't stop that. We cannot make someone feel the way we may want them to feel or see things the way we may want them to see it. And also our statistics read nearly 20 people per minute, y'all. Nearly 20 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on and on and on. 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner. They're saying it affects over 10 to 12 million people a year. That's outrageous. It's outrageous. It's outrageous, and it makes my heart beat fast. I know I can't save everyone. I know I can't. I know I can't save everyone, but if my book or if my podcast, if my videos can help encourage a woman on her journey wherever she's at and motivate her to move past where she's at, then my job is done, sis. My job is done. No, it's not done. Then I've succeeded in something. I'll say that. My job is not done, but I've succeeded in something. I'll put it that way. Women ages 18 to 24 and 25 to 34 generally experience the highest rates of intimate partner abuse. And I said I don't know if I said it in my video or in one of my podcasts, that I didn't get the age that I am to go back to what it was that I was dealing with in my 18 and 19 and 20-year-old self. I did not get this far in life at 50 years old to allow a man to abuse me. There is something wrong with that. You cannot allow that. But I understand if you're in that situation, some people feel as though it's tough for them to get out. But sis, I need you to do something. I need you to work on yourself. While you're in that abusive relationship, I need you to work on yourself so that you can become a better person mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all around. Because when that happens, then maybe you'll start to see certain things. Maybe you'll see that you do deserve better. Maybe you'll see that this is not working for you anymore. Maybe you'll see that that you can create a better plan for yourself. So as always, I just want to continue to inspire you ladies. I know sometimes people that are in those abusive relationships are paralyzed by fear. But if you think about what fear is, false fear, what is it? Fear is false evidence appearing real. We've been taught, we were taught that years ago. Whether it was something biblical that was said to us, if it was something, that was said to us by a mentor or a parent, someone, fear, false evidence appearing real. Your abuser is going to threaten you. Yeah, we know that. He's going to tell you all kinds of stuff. One, that you don't look good, that you ain't good for him. You ain't good enough. Nobody's going to want you. He's going to tell you so many lies. And sometimes, guess what happens? We tend to nurture those lies. And that's what that's what paralyzes us into staying. So I want to encourage you, sis, if that's where you are, sis, don't believe those lies. Look yourself in the mirror. And I'm not just saying these things just to promote my book. I'm saying them because it's real. You may have to do some mirror work. You may have to do things to encourage yourself, to get you past it, get you through it, get you over it. I care about you. I care about your outcome. So if you are that sister that's in that abusive relationship, if you're that sister that just came out of that relationship, sis, I need you to keep pushing for yourself. I need you to keep working on yourself, because I need you to get healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, all the way around, spiritually. I need you to come full circle healing. I'm speaking that for you. I pray for a changed mindset. I pray for a strong drive. The strength to leave. I pray that all I'm going to say is just asking God for you for unrelenting confidence. How about that? And I'm just trying to encourage you. I always say it's not about Walking them shoes is not about the hills. It's not about the flats. It's not about the wedges. It's not about that. It's about standing tall and slouching for no one. I want you to stand tall in your confidence. I want you to be able to walk in them shoes in confidence. I want you to believe in yourself and know that, everybody say, or even the old folks say, this too shall pass. Yes, but you don't want life to pass you by. You do not want life to pass you by. I had something else that I wanted to kind of share with you ladies. What inspired me when I heard this past weekend, one of the ladies that I'm friends with and had an opportunity to listen to her story. When I say war, women achieve remarkably. Women are remarkable. We adapt, we achieve, and abound remarkably in so many ways. So many ways. And she is proof of that. If you don't want to take my word for it that I'm a survivor, I can't call names right now, but I guarantee you the individual that I met with this past weekend had an opportunity to discuss domestic violence. She's doing well. She's doing more than well. She's doing extremely great, awesome, magnificent, wonderful. She's achieving remarkably. And I wrote in this book under love and restoration, you will love again. You are someone who is deserving of love. I'm sure they told you nobody wants you. They're just tolerating you. You're no good. You're ugly. You're fat. You're not enough. None of that is true. So if you're the sister that walked away, if you're the sister that survived, you got out physically, and you also are out mentally. You're not living in that prison mindset, that battered woman syndrome feeling. It's going to come. It may come and it can go. It don't have to stay. So I just want to encourage you, and I want you to know that all of that false, all those lies, all those false and those stories, lies that they told you, believe me, they were all lies. Trust me. I say take the time and work on you. Heal the part that they may have damaged. And while you're working on you, the one God has for you is also being worked on. Trust me when I say God will send them just in time to find you. I support you in your healing process. I am leading Lady Dar. I'm asking you to be kind and be patient with yourself. If you start to work on yourself, face your deep-rooted pain, and remain positive, you will be just fine. Let this disruption of everything make you better and not bitter. So when the next love come along, you will be ready, and God will begin to restore all of what was stolen, broken, torn, and taken away from you. Grow through your grief, sis. Restoration is coming. That is from one of the pages in my book, War Ladies. I just want to encourage you on today. I just want healing for you. I care about you. I care about you. I care about you. I want you to overcome, sis. So if you're in that abusive relationship, sis, I'm praying from you. Reach out. Reach out. And I have a couple of numbers for you. And if this is not you that's in that abusive relationship, if you know of someone, still take this number down. So here it is. The hotline for abuse is 1-800-799-7233. Again, that hotline number is 1-800-799-SAFE. S is in Sam, A is in Apple, F is in Frank, E is in Edward. 7233. Here's the other number, 1-866-723-3014. I repeat, this is another hotline for domestic violence, 1-866-723-3014. And also, I'm so grateful for some of my book purchases. I was able to match, did more than match, but I was able to sell some of my books, my journals, and some of that money the books that I was selling, $2 of each book that was sold was going to domestic violence. And I've was able to, I think it was last week maybe, or the week before last, I was able to make my donation to Woman in Transition. Woman in Transition, too, is here in Philadelphia locally. They also have counseling services. Their number is 215-751-1111. Woman in Transition, people ask me, people don't ask me, but I had a conversation with someone and they asked me if I partnered with them because of WITS, my organization. No, not at all. When I do my annual track and field run, they support me and they give me information, pamphlets and stuff like that to assist and share with the many people in the community. So, I give, they give, I give. We work hand in hand to be able to empower and uplift, women who are in need. So again, this is your girl, Leading Lady Dar here. I am the founder of that wonderful organization, Walking Them Shoes. I'm here, ladies, as an encouragement for you, to you, and in any way that I can, please feel free to reach out to my organization, 267-632-6281. Walking Them Shoes is an empowerment firm. We are here to empower and to uplift, to inspire. My nonprofit organization, Walking Them Shoes Girl. If anyone is on this podcast and is listening, and if you're interested in donating, making a donation, please feel free to visit witsgirl.org. That's WITS, WITS, girl, GIRL.org, ORG. Please feel free, make a donation. Trust me when I say your monies do go to help a woman in need. I donate to them. And it's not only rewarding donating. I shouldn't have to go into all of this, but if you need a little bit of encouragement, when you donate, when you assist and help another woman or someone else in need, God blesses you. That blessing come back to you, and it can come back sevenfold. It can come back tenfold. It can just come back no matter which way it come back, whether it's in a monetary sense or it's coming back to you by blessing you with something else, something that you may need. So let's meet the need of others and, try to help in any way, because we should be a blessing someone else. And that's what it's about. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. I love what I do. Encouraging, empowering, uplifting. So encourage someone on today, ladies. Again, remember, stand tall. Stand for something or else you'll fall for anything, but stand tall and slouch for no one. It is your girl, Leading Lady Dar here. Please go over to Instagram and follow her under Walking Them Shoes. Also visit her website under Walking Them Shoes, LLC.com. Subscribe to that page. Join the mailing list, ladies. Join that mailing list. And also visit her on Twitter. Join her Facebook group. Come on, guys. I need you. Guys, here I go again. Come on, ladies. I need you. And guys as well. Support. Yes, support. Reach out. Encourage someone. And don't forget, pick up the phone and call someone or even text someone and say, sis, how are you? Don't forget to ask someone that. How are you? So stay encouraged on today. Thank you for listening to Walking Them Shoes podcast. Stay encouraged.